Greetings to all, dear subscribers, partners, investors, our future investors, future partners. As you know, on July 4th, we collected soil and water on the Ural Mars. For those who haven't seen it, be sure to watch the previous video, where we show all this in detail, how we do it. Not everything is so smooth, because the first time we did the sampling ourselves, brought it all to the lab, they told us that everything was wrong, go again. They gave us special bottles and we went to take it again. Interesting video, be sure to watch it. So, on July 4th, we conducted sampling at a former quarry near the town of Bogdanovich, in the Svetlovsk region, Troitsko-Bainovskoye field. Fire-resistant clay was once mined there. There is also an unofficial name, Ural Mars. So that's why we did it? We sometimes get questions like, is it safe to be there? What if there is radiation there? Is it possible to swim there? Is it possible to drink the water there? Is it even possible to camp there, for example? And accordingly, in order not to be verbose, we decided to approach this matter professionally and, in fact, conduct a detailed analysis. Literally on June 23rd, we received the test protocols. And here we took chemical analysis, bacterial analysis, microbiological analysis, and radiation analysis. When we got these results, to be honest, we didn't understand anything. Why? Because there are a lot of different indicators here. You know, for example, the same thing when you go to take blood tests, and you get the results, and you look, and you don't understand anything. And accordingly, you need to go to a doctor who will tell you, sum up the results, and write a prescription. So, on June 26th, we received these results from the testing laboratory test expert. And, accordingly, we then began to look for who would explain and tell us all of this, and sum up whether it is safe to be there. And accordingly, it took us quite a lot of time. And after some time, on August 11th, literally recently, we received a conclusion from the St. Petersburg Institute of Independent Expertise and Assessment. This is exactly the laboratory, those specialists who summed up the results for us and told us in a more accessible language what it all means. Now I will read it to you. This organization, this institute, has been operating since 1999 and has proven itself well. Here in the document, you can also read it later. We will post all of this in open sources. Here is the organization's certificate, the organization's charter itself, then all the licenses required to carry out this activity. Then here is the certificate. Then here are the candidate of science diplomas, master's degree diplomas of those specialists who directly worked with our documents, with our protocols. Actually, this interpretation, these conclusions were made on the basis of test reports 109, 112, 114, 110, and corrosion report 112, which is in this folder. I have already briefly talked about them. So, friends, let me again not read everything in full now, it will probably be boring. Those who want to read it yourselves, because there is also quite a lot of information here, I will read you the final conclusions. Being in the area of the studied water and soil samples is safe for human health, provided there is no contact with these environmental objects, unprotected skin, and mucous membranes. Being in the area of the studied water and soil samples is safe for human health, provided there is no contact with these environmental objects, unprotected skin, and mucous membranes. Within the scope of the conducted research, it can be stated that accommodation in tents or residential modules in the territory of soil sampling, as well as walking around the territory, being on the shore of these reservoirs and on land is safe for human health in the mode of temporary stay, and in the absence of direct human contact with soil and water. This interpretation is of a reference and ecological nature, and these conclusions were analyzed and made by the environmental specialist Zolotukhin and the soil scientist Slobodin. Well, actually, friends, in a nutshell then, of course, the water there is not suitable for drinking, for brushing your teeth, washing your clothes, swimming, even more so, although there are people who have swum there, seen it several times. That is, the water is not intended for this. Also, you don't need to wallow in the soil, get smeared, that is, it's not useful dirt, as they say. In general, staying, walking, camping in this place is safe for humans. Actually, this conclusion was provided to us. Yes, by the way, here is also an important point, radiation safety standards. For some reason, people often ask, what if there is radiation there? I don't know why this question is so common among people. I will read it. specific activity of radioisotopes in the soil and within the established sanitary and epidemiological distances. And in fact, it is safe for human health. The use of any personal radiation protection equipment is not required. Therefore, guys, we will not walk around there in a protective suit. The list of studied parameters does not include substances that actively evaporate and are potentially dangerous when inhaled, when near bodies of water with such water, or when placed on soil, ground containing such water. That is, it is safe to be there. It is safe to breathe. And here's something else I wanted to say about microbiology and parasitology. Natural water does not contain a number of harmful bacteria, eggs and helminths, and protozoan cysts. From a sanitary point of view, the water is harmless. So, friends, the official part is over, now the unofficial one. Do you know what the joke is? It's very interesting, such a summary. I'll read it to you now too. The water in the area under study is similar in appearance and presumably in composition to the water of some reservoirs that existed on the land of planet Earth 450 million years ago. Ordovician period. At the evolutionary stage of vegetation emerging on land and a little earlier. Imagine how cool it is, right? Everything says that this is such an amazing place, the Ural Mars. When 450 million years ago there was nothing yet. And this composition of soil, ground, water. It is similar to those times. That is, this is a large field so that we could conduct some tests, research, experiments at our Ural Mars base. Try to grow potatoes in this soil, like in the movie The Martian.
If you grow a crop somewhere, you can be considered a colonizer. So I colonized Mars.
Try to purify the water and then submit it for analysis and see how well we have managed to purify it. That is, such experiments can be conducted. I think that this is an interesting big bonus for us, because a whole field for interesting research appears. I would say it is very interesting.